Welcome back to this episode of RADBMX Builds. Today I have a special treat for you. I think a lot of you liked the top 5 video I did on 26-inch bikes. So I know you're gonna love this one. My top 5 20-inch bikes that are currently in my collection. I have about 13 or 14 bikes. Let's quickly go down the row and see which ones I have to choose from. Up first, the 40th anniversary Kuwahara ET bike, which I absolutely love. It's got the little ET in there, rocking a RADBMXBUILDS hoodie, beautiful paint. Then an 86 Huffy Sigma, very nostalgic. A Race Inc., a Quad Angle, a Mongoose M1, Schwinn Predator Freeform Z, a Dyno Detour, GT Performer, another GT Performer, a Haro Team Master, and then up on the wall we have an 89 GT Mach 1, 83 PK Ripper, and an 85 Redline 500B. So as you can see, quite the selection, and I'm gonna have actually an easy time picking out my favorite top 5 from my collection. Okay, a quick little background before we jump right into picking the 5 bikes. I honestly prefer race bikes, but I'm gonna throw some in the mix because there is a freestyle bike or 2 or 3 or however many I pick that I do really like. That's why I have them, that's why they're in my collection. But if you were to ask me if I had to choose between a freestyle and a race bike, I would probably choose a race bike. I really enjoy them, I like working on them, I like riding them. The downside of freestyle bikes, especially the early bikes, is that there are just so many mechanical things to adjust and continue to adjust and just never feel right. But I can dial a BMX bike and rip on it and not worry about a thing. Also, they're a lot easier and cheaper to build, so I just prefer a race bike. So anyway, my lineage, my heritage goes back to BMX racing. Yes, I did a little freestyle stuff, a little ramp stuff, a little pipeline skate park stuff way back when, but I was really into just ripping around on a race BMX bike, hitting dirt jumps with my friends. I know you want to see which ones I favor out of my 20-inch collection. So let's pick the very first bike, and this is in no particular order over which one I like. However, I'm not gonna punk you at the end of this video like I kind of did in the 26. I'm going to pick one of these 5 as my all-time favorites. Let's pull out the first bike. This is not in order, but you gotta stick around to the end to find out which one I truly favor over all of these 20-inch bikes. Okay, no surprise here. Up first, my 2019 Haro Team Master. I built this bike in the colors of the RADBMXBUILDS logo. This is one of only 150 made in chrome that year, so it's pretty collectible, pretty rare, and pretty rad. Let's take a look. Okay, what's not to like about that? That chrome is so killer. And the colors, pink and blue, from the pink pegs, bash guard, grips, down to the checkered seat, checkered donuts. This bike with its knee saver bars, I love this bike. It is absolutely rad. Blue tires, just goes on and on and on. A lot of detail on this bike, down to the dice on the wheels, the dice on the end of the brake cables. Just an epic bike. And speaking of epic, I was able to find this at Epic BMX hidden in the corner, new in the box, only about a year or so ago. So what a find, couldn't be happier. Love that this is in my collection. So comment down below what you think about this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab bike number 2. Okay, bike number 2, no surprise here. It is my 92 GT Performer, but it has 89 decals. And the reason I did that is I had these decals and they are original and I had them for years, and finally came across a 92 Performer and I thought, this could be a really rad custom build because I like the frame of the 92 Performer with the coin roll and just the sweep of the S-tube. I really like this bike. So I used the decals to pick colors for this build, if you will. And then I just went full crazy, picked a non-GT purple color, and it all went together so good. So let's take a look at this custom 92 GT Performer with the 89 tribal decals. Okay, I think you could clearly see why this one ended up in my top 5 because this was such a fun custom build to do, and that purple and black goes so well together with the little hints of blue. I couldn't be more happy with the way this bike turned out. If you like this bike, comment down below. It's like no other. It's a one of one, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful balance of color and customization. So if you like that, let's see what bike number 3 is. Okay, if you know me, you know I like 80s and I like race bikes, so here we go. This is a 1989 GT Mach 1. I did a full custom build up from a frame and fork set to make this bike here behind me. And I love this bike. The balance of color in this just scream 80s Huntington Beach. So let's show you this beautiful 89 GT Mach 1. Okay, for me, those colors scream GT, those colors scream 80s. Tell me what you think of that bike down below. Basically, I just used a bunch of reproduction parts along with a few old school parts to build this bike, but it looks 100% right out of the late 80s. Now let's show you bike number 4. All right, if you know, you know. This bike had to make the list of top 5. Now remember, I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just grabbing the 5 bikes I've chosen that are closest and easiest to get to. The next up, the 1983 SE PK Ripper. I had one in high school, so when I started getting back into bikes, I had to have one in my collection. This is not the exact bike I had in high school. I did have a PK Ripper in baby blue with gold parts, but this is how I would have built it back then. if I could have and had money to do it. But let's check out the 1983 SE PK Ripper in baby blue and gold, the perfect color combination. It's obvious, right? This one had to make the cut because that loop tail, these colors, everyone likes a PK Ripper, and it has a special spot in my heart. So this bike is usually mounted on the wall, front and center below my logo, because that's where it belongs, because of the connection I have. This is the bike that got me really hardcore into BMX racing in the 80s. Unfortunately, that frame did break, so I have ridden this a handful of times, but I'm not gonna try to break a 1983 PK Ripper. I put it up on the wall to enjoy it when I'm out in the shop. I hope you enjoy it too. Comment down below and let me know what you think of this bike. Now, the last but not least, the final bike number 5, coming up. All right, this next bike I've had for a while. It's been on some YouTube videos and you might have seen it on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, come join the 100,000+ followers at RAD_BMX_builds. Thank you to my Instagram family. I really appreciate all of you. And if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, come on over, join the Rad family, hit that subscribe button, and let's get all these videos to you so you can see them and enjoy them. Last but not least, bike number 5, the 1985 Redline 500B. Such a rad bike. Let's talk about it real quick. It has the brand new Flight splatter paint pads. The Tioga Power Disc in baby blue on this bike was brand new old stock, took it out of the bag to put it on there. This bike has, in my opinion, which is what it is, it's just my opinion, some of the best decals Redline ever did. If you like that bike, bike number 5, comment down below. Think about the 5 bikes that we just did. Bike number 1, the Haro Master. Bike number 2, the GT Performer. Bike number 3, the GT Mach 1. Bike number 4, the PK Ripper. And bike number 5, the Redline 500B. Which one was your favorite? Now, if you want to get some merch, this is the brand new RADBMX hoodie, brand new style RADBMX hat. I got the old style still available, decals, t-shirts, whatever you need at radbmxbuilds.com/merch. Okay, I know you're waiting. I promised you that I would pick my favorite bike out of these 5. It was a little harder than I thought to choose only 5 out of my own personal collection. And now to choose one out of those 5 to be my absolute favorite, do you know which one it is? It's been foreshadowing this entire video. Up front and center, the 1983 PK Ripper. That is, and always will be, my favorite bike. None of these bikes are for sale. I'm sorry, this is a personal collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe on your way out. And remember, as always, stay rad.